Hello, Windwalker sailors. Well, here we are in Jekyll Island, Florida. Or, I'm sorry, Jekyll Island, Georgia. Um, wow, what a day. I'll kind of go through what happened. On a sailboat, when you hear the wind whistling, you hear it all the time because of all the cables and the masts and everything. So there's times when you hear it and you think, oh man. But this morning it kept getting more and more. And man, it was 14, 15 by the time it was like 5:30, 6 o'clock. The boat was pivoting, and I'm like, God damn, and got up, and it's blowing 18, 20. And so I already told myself, you know what, I'm not leaving today. The anchorage was amazing. The boat was not going anywhere. She locked down. I let out 120 feet of road, but I started thinking I'm going to have to pull 120 feet of this 3/8 chain and 18 to 20 knot winds. And I called the marina because I had a reservation here. And the young lady, Samantha, Jekyll Island Marina, I can't, my new favorite place. It's small. They only got 20, maybe 30 boats. This is my place. That young lady, I couldn't say enough, and she told me, sweetie, there's some shit coming. Tomorrow is going to be, and we got 30, 35 to 40 coming tonight. And even though the boat was locked down, there's something said, I need to get the hell out of here. I called her back, and my concern was tying to the dock in 30, 35 knot winds. So a little while later, my phone rings. She got on and checked the weather and everything. She goes, it's not hitting here till later on. It's beautiful here. You're good until. And she goes, don't worry about it either way. We'll be on the dock ready when you get there. And sure as shit, I never touched nothing. But I got out in the ocean. I was a half mile off coast. I was coming around Cumberland Island. And I'll be honest, the ocean was the calmest part of the day. It's the first time I got into there was parts that were 2 or 3 miles wide. But I'm coming in the Cumberland Inlet off the ocean, and son of a bitch, I hit 3.5, 4 footers. And Avalon was all over. I put a life jacket. I put my pull vest on. I had to get on deck and get my lines and stuff ready to come in. A cruise ship came out and turned around and went back in, and man, it was rough. So I finally got in and I called him and said, "Listen, I'm a quarter mile out." And when I came in the bay into here, she calmed right down. It was fine. So I was supposed to come in today, leave tomorrow. I told her I might stay because tomorrow's supposed to be nothing but thunderstorms. Tonight's supposed to be 35, 40, same tomorrow. Well, I got here right off the dock is the most amazing restaurant. This place is small, but I'll get video of it. I could not video today. It was everything I had hanging onto the boat. I got to admit, Miss Avalon, this 40 footer, ate that shit for breakfast. I'm not gonna lie, those four, she just took it. But there was a couple times where I was dipping tow rails where it got so violent. So the plan was to come here, spend the night, and go. Push on, get to Savannah, Georgia. I get 3 free days, and I was going to pay for two and spend a week. I got to thinking about it and said, no, wait a minute. I get 3 free days. That's 3 days is enough there. I'll take that. If I'm going to add 2 days, I'd rather add 2 days and miss the shit weather and be in a place like this. I get a bike the whole time I'm here. I get a bicycle from them. I get a golf cart for them. As long as I'm back by 4 o'clock. So I got to go get propane. They told me where all that is. I can take the golf cart. So if it's thunderstorms tomorrow, then Monday I'll probably take the golf cart and go get propane. I just had a shrimp poor boy. Ahi, I had ahi tuna that was, and then the best key lime pie I have ever put in my face in my entire life. It was amazing. So I just went into the office and walked in, and I goes, "Are you Sam?" And she started laughing, and she goes, "You're Steve," and she knew my voice. And what an outstanding young lady! I had to hug her. So I'm gonna hang out here. I'm gonna buzz out of here Tuesday morning. So it was the longest, shortest day I've ever had in my life. I busted out of there By the time I got the anchor came right up. It worked good. That was the other thing. I was in 18 knots of wind. This is what I'm trying to explain to you people why I'm with all this. If this is the front of the boat, the boat always pivots to the wind, so the wind's at its nose. The wind was on my ass. 18 knots was on my ass, and my anchor was going behind me. The current was so strong, it was keeping me against 18 knots of wind. So when I started pulling my anchor, the boat didn't, usually as soon as you start pulling, the boat will pivot. Never pivoted, it stayed right there. So I try to hand crank it so I'm not working on my electric motor, but I was so worried. I hit the windlass and I winched her all the way up, and she never moved. I pulled all that chain up and the boat sat right there. So I peeled out of there. So it was an awesome day. Wind and never. Like I said, most of the way here was between 3 and 5 miles wide. There was a couple of spots where I couldn't see land. There's big posts that you got to stay between, and they're out in the middle of all this, and you couldn't see land on either side. So it was different. So I'm here. I'm gonna take a breath, and man, what a day. Captain Charles called me. There's a guy in Muskegon, Michigan that is a legend. His name is Wayne. He has a catch. It's a massive boat. This guy buys boats and completely restores them. He has done everything. He's really helping Charles. He's doing the bottom paint on Whisper right now. And he told him about me, and he goes, is he by himself? And he goes, yes. And he goes, on a 40? And he goes, you tell him to call me. He goes, I got to get my boat in the water, but tell him where to meet him, and I'll do. He's ran the W and all that, so it looks like I might have not. This guy, I think he's older than me, but he is an absolute sailing legend. And he said he would be tickled to death. He owns a diving school in Florida. So it looks like somewhere, somehow, I might be able to get this guy on the boat. If that's the case, we're going out in the ocean and we're sailing all the way to Maryland, and we're going to eliminate all this stupid shit. I got to find out when he can do it, because I'll pay the money to stay here and wait for him if I have to. I'm having issues with Hell's Gate and Muddy Creek and those anchorages and stuff. I'll see, but there's some positive for that coming too. So what an amazing day, people. So once again, I got to thank you for watching. I got to start writing names down of all the people that are watching. I'm still dumbfounded. Just little me from Norville, Michigan, and how many people are cheering me on and watching. People, if you knew what that's done for me. When I get to Maryland, I'm going to get a rental car and come home. I'm going to throw a shindig at Aggies and Napoleon, and I'm going to invite everybody. I'm overtaken by the response of what I've got. I'm sorry for breaking down, but I just never imagined. I still just can't imagine the people that are watching and doing. So, thank you. That's what gets me up in these 18-knot winds and tells me I gotta go. I really don't want to let you down, but we're here in beautiful Georgia. The sun, it's crazy. Not a cloud in the sky. The sun is shining, and the wind is just. And tonight it's going to be brutal. So I think Captain made the right choice. Captain made the right choice. So again, I love you people. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Thank you for following. And thank you for all, for Windwalker Sailors. Peace out.